Yeah. And the beauty about it is that he is a fellow, GhanaSIG Fellow. Be that fellow that would come back and then present something to your colleagues. So Godson, we are grateful for the opportunity. So we are ready for you.
All right, so good morning. My name is Godson Chamor. I'm happy to be here. I think last 3 years by this time we were at. Okay, the name is Godson Chamor. Yes. Okay. Last 3 years by this time, I think we were at Kofi Annan ICT Training Center. That is where we did our fellowship. It was full of fun. I never thought I would be here one day to speak to my colleagues. But I'm here today, this morning, to share some few experiences with you guys, so that we know where we are going to. So I spoke with Mr. Ray a couple of weeks back, and we're having a discussion on entrepreneurship or technology entrepreneurship in Ghana and Africa in general. We had a lengthy discussion, and he was like, Godson, I think you have to be here to share your experience with my fellows. I'm like, okay, that's fine. So we are here today to share the experience and see how we can go with it. But then I co-found this IT firm called Eitsec Technologies Limited. We are a software development company in Ghana here. Okay. We are a software development company in Ghana here. We largely do websites, mobile applications, and IT consulting. We've worked for a couple of clients across Ghana, Africa, and some parts of Europe as well over the past years now. So, but the funny thing is, I started this IT firm out of frustration. Out of frustration. And the interesting thing is, I did not study computer science at school. I don't have any programming background as per me perceive that I've been to the university studying computer science or maybe IT related programs. Crazy enough, when I meet my team and they are all computer guys. I mean, they did either one person did computer science. Some of them have masters and blah, blah, blah. So one day we were having a discussion and this issue came up. Godson, you crowd, then okay, they are foreigners here, so let me speak English. So one of my colleagues was, Godson, what did you study at school? I'm like, you guys shouldn't laugh at me, including those of you here. I did animal science, pure animal science. I had no background in computing, just a passion. And as I said, frustration drive me into that field. So this morning, I would just love to share my journey so far. And those of you who wants to be self-employed, you should be ready for the battle. Because the fact that you see somebody doing well in business, okay. Yes, so sorry about that. So as I was saying earlier on, I love computers. That's the motivation. And along the line, I realized that I have to do something for myself. Quite challenging, but I took the risk to start something. So we'll just go through the slides today. Beginning overview, establishing my first venture, the growing pains, the breakthrough moments, the expansion, the building a team, community and ecosystem engagements, challenges over the years. Interesting, I've been doing this for the past, I think this is my 11th year. This is my 11th year. For the past 11 years, I have not been on anyone payroll before. I have been running this till now. So, as I said, I am Godson, 35 years of age. Growing up in a village where I have to walk 12 miles in, 12 miles out every day to school. I don't know what the future holds for me as a young man growing up. But I knew one day, they asked me if I grew up in the future, what will I be? I told my teacher I'll be a truck pusher. a truck pusher. Interestingly, those of you know to do very well. I met the same teacher when I think somewhere around that area. When he saw me, he said, Godson, you said you wanted to be a truck pusher, so where's your truck? And I just laugh around it. But then from there, I went to secondary school. Then again, the journey began from there. I never completed secondary school. I have to drop out at Form 2 because it got a point in time my father wasn't taking care of me. My mom alone was struggling, so there was a decision that Godson, there are two things involved. Either you quit the school so that you go and learn TV repairing. Then I was torn whether to listen to them or not. But I knew I love education. So this gentleman I met, Martin, I told Martin, this is a situation. They said I should drop out of school. And he was like, Godson, no, you have to go to school. So what do we do? He wasn't having his national service at Valley View. So the guy decided to help me to write an deck. I wrote it, I passed. So logically, everybody was doing 3 years. I did only 2 years in school, came back home, packed my things back home. And I did that. After that, it was like, God said, you can't still be in home wasting your future. So let's get something doing. So he looked for a scholarship for me to do a distance program from the UK. I wrote and I finished. So now the issue was, what do you do from here? I've given you everything you need, so you have to start to survive yourself. So that's where the challenges started. I'm very good at learning things fast. So I was then working. I went in as a people teacher. 2009, they were paying me 50 Ghana cedis. 50 cedis a month. And you come back home so exhausted. You spend the whole day there. I think I did that job for like a year and I moved on to Ghana Health Service. They were paying me 300 cedis a month from there. And from Ghana Health Service, I was like, okay, this nonsense needs to stop somewhere. So those of you know the Youth Employment Agency during the previous administration, they enrolled me on Ghana Education Service again. And that one, to be honest, that money, I have to go for the money. 2 years, they never paid me. But I love teaching. So if I go to school in the morning, I see the kids happy, I'm excited. But then I wasn't having a responsibility. I wasn't having a bill to pay. I was living with my mom. So you just walk a distance to the school, you come back home, you sleep. Food is always available at home, so you have nothing to worry about. But then again, I love community development. And those of you who know Yali, right? Yali. I'm a fellow. So Yali also psyched me a lot about this community development agenda and whatever. So what happened was somebody wanted to start a community secondary school in my district, that's Shao Sudoku. I knew the person. I'm like, good, I am ready to do it. I pick up the job as a school administrator. I prepared almost 300 students to write WASI, and they perform well, they move. So in 2013, I was like, Charlie, enough is enough. You have to develop yourself. So start something. Honestly speaking, I fear death. So when I was trying to venture into business, and please, this thing be very calculative. Take calculative risks. People were telling me, oh, God, so you can go into buy and sell and blah, blah. I'm like, Charlie, you go take something from someone to come and sell. So for us, the goods has moved from the person's shop. He or she is expecting his money by the end of the day, whether you're able to make sales or not. And I'm not ready to go to that frustration, somebody hijacking me. God said, when I pay my money, I'm not ready for that. So what can I do to survive? Then I was like, okay, you can do. That's when I started exploring website development, how to do basic stuff on computing, how to troubleshoot computers and everything. Okay, so you can probably harmonize on these skills and move. I remembered I resigned from the school finally. Came back home. My mom was like, Godson, there is a police service. So one of your sisters has, my sister's in-law is one of the top officials at the head office. So we can fix you into police service and move on with your life. I remember that morning, I took my document from Dudowa. all the way to police headquarters. I met the gentleman. I gave the document to him. Godson, don't worry. You'll be trained at Tesano, so you'll not go to anywhere. You'll be placed at headquarters. Everything worked out as planned. But a day for me, I think a week for me to start buying things for the training. I sat down like deep within my soul and heart. I'm not interested in police. Deep within my soul and heart, I'm not interested. So Mr. Counsel called me, hey, Godson, are you all right? I said, I'm very all right. I joined the service. I said, no, I'm not interested anymore. My mom, it brought a big confusion between my siblings and my mom. You are wasting your future, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I don't care. Just leave me be. Let me be. Whatever I want to do with my life is my own cup of tea. So that one also went. But then that is where Yali came in. My first entrepreneurship training was done by the British Council. So that is where I was trained on what is called entrepreneurship. From there, I applied for Yali. Then the opportunity started coming bit by bit. Now trying to grow. So my first venture, the name is very long. It's called Eagle IT Solutions and Educational Consultancy. Why imagine this long name? But why? Because yes, why did I come up with that name? As you see, as I said earlier on, you realize I'm a co-founder. I have a skill. I can do the talking. I do once in a while I do consult for schools on leadership related activity here and there. So I have another colleague of mine who is a teacher. So I was like, look, there is an opportunity we can explore in the educational sector. So let's co-found. Then I brought my co-founder, George, on board. He was at Gimpa then. So he has a coding skills. I was like, okay, so that's a good blend. So let's move. And we moved. Along the line, my colleague teacher got frustrated because the demands was becoming so much. I mean, sometimes you need money to do this, you need money to do that. And the beautiful thing was, I have to go and teach somewhere. I used to teach extra classes for children and their various rooms. I'll charge you if I come 100 cities. I'll come and do 1 hour. I move. You. I'll mobilize all this money and I'll come and challenge into the business. Am I all right? So it got a point in time, they were fed up of me. They were like, I didn't, so just move. But still, I was never discouraged along the journey. I kept moving. Services was a problem because it got a point in time, nobody was ready to. You are not even getting anyone to subscribe to your service. Am I right with what I'm doing? Okay. So that is how it all began. Then my friend gave me, those of you who are in Ghana, you know this RAG laptop, the one they give to the teachers. Some 15, is it like 10 years ago? Yes, that is what my friend gave me. The teacher, that's what so he decided to give me his laptop to use. So I was using a laptop. I don't even know what exactly I was doing. Till I had a contract. I was able to maneuver and I had a contract. Then this developer who agreed to be the developer, they started dodging me here and there. But then Sikanos also, we take chop. So what do you do? I got angry one day. I called him, George, what's up? Godson, I'm done with one. I'm waiting to finish the other one. I got frustrated. I took my laptop, sat on, went to YouTube, then learned how to use WordPress first. So please, what I'm about to say, I have all implications about it, but then I'll caution you, take care of your health. For almost 1 week, I barely sleep even after 5 hours because I have to learn and understand everything that is going on. I have to learn server management. I have to learn this. I have to do all things within a week because the client needed a website for a presentation somewhere. So I had no excuse. Meanwhile, the money too, we chop finish. So you can't refund the money back to the person. That is where my first learning started from. Good. I was able to do it, develop the website, deploy it as expected. Later on, my colleague was like, God, so you're saying. I'm like, I use YouTube. YouTube? I said, yes. So how do you deploy the server? I said, I look for a server that I can easily manage myself. So I was able to navigate the way throughout and blah, blah, blah. We move from there. So that is one. Now, the motivation was simply because you can be born into, nobody decide where he or she wants to be born into, whether rich or poor. But remember one thing, you determine your future. I was born into typical poverty. So there are days I'll be on my motorbike and I said, this poverty thing minus me, I don't want the poverty thing because I really want to get something more sustainable doing so that I can leave a legacy. And there's this debate in Africa that there is no business in Africa that has tried over, I think, 50 years or something. Most businesses get collapsed, either in the early formation stage or whatever you could probably think about. So the motivation was, I really want to leave a legacy. And there's a slight difference between, this is my personal opinion, an entrepreneur and a businessman. They are two different people. A businessman gives you 100 cedis. He's expecting 100 cedis within a week or two. Case closed. But the entrepreneur, you need a lot of patience to see that 100 cedis grow into something meaningful, right? So all this investment I've been doing over a period of time, to me, people may think I'm crazy. Yes, and I agree. Because your fellows are driving cars and making money. You are here talking about IT. Are you all right? But that's fine. Right. So I wanted to leave a good legacy for my children to inherit, though I don't know what they may end up doing, but that's fine. For me, I've done my part. Right. And also to empower other people to work. So as I said, you have to do something that have the software skills. And there are so many opportunities in the tech field. Those of you who are into active IT, you can admit to what I'm saying. Of late, AIs are coming out and cybersecurity, you can mention so many of them, which has a lot of prospects or opportunities for us to develop our skills. So to be honest, I feel like this is what I have. So if I come to you, Maza, I can develop a website for you. Pay me, and you pay me, I go. You not come and hijack me tomorrow that I've simple. You not come and hold me that, okay, Godson, I've paid you for this and I didn't get a return for it. So that ends it. So I was looking for a service that I could easily sell. Right. Then initial challenges. One, people will discourage you. And that one I've had it a lot. Somebody sees you and they think you don't have a future. You don't even know what you are doing. Right. Because, and I always tell people this, that for me, nobody understands your vision better than yourself. Everyone following me pretend to understand your vision. But let me tell you the fact, it's a scam. It's a scam. A scam because the very day you have a bit of challenge and you decide to, things are a bit slow for you, that is where you realize that they don't believe in your vision. You are just following you because you need morale. Exactly. That is me. Nobody understands your vision better. You see, your vision, you can explain to them. They may pretend to understand, but in reality, they don't understand. They also have their own agenda. So those of you who lead team members, sometimes you realize that along the journey, your team member is misbehaving along the line. When, oh yeah, oh, we believe, yeah, we'll get this result. Oh boy, or that down. Right. One, my vision was clear. I knew what I wanted to achieve. I know what I wanted to do with my life. So nobody was. And that challenge was even getting a client was another problem. Right. Because you would have to develop your skills here and there. And but then I don't know whether I was really doing this for survival or for sustainability. So initial challenges was one, funds was not available. I have to work around somewhere. There are days, so we got a point in time, I was jack of all trade. If you tell me you want a project work, may I amount just to get money to sort my business out. So when I decided to register the business initially, it took me time to get a business as a sole proprietorship. So I did that, and that is how we ran in with it. Sometimes you work for people who also decide to come to you and they will not even pay you your money. And you see, I'm a very soft person. I don't know how to when you owe me, I don't know how to put pressure on you to pay my money. So people were taking advantage of that. So sometimes you work for somebody, and by then I was charging for website as low as 300 cedis, 400 cedis, 500 cedis, 1,000 cedis maximum. And that one, people were not even paying. You have to change them. Before, I remember there was a guy I have to go and I nearly slapped him in his office at around the to-do there about. I mean, he will tell you, give him an account number, then he will send you 30 CDs. 50, yeah, he will send you 50 CDs, 30 CDs. I'm like, what's this? Right. So like I got him in his office, not knowing the check was given to him, yes, clearly take and chop the money. Because I was a small boy. I mean, you see me short man, frustrated, looking for ends meet. So he just took advantage of me, and that is it. And people look at it and they tell you don't have a future. People told me several, I've heard that thing severally. A lady told me, oh, you don't have a future. Even if you impregnate me, you can't take care of me. Yeah, she told me. So I know that like I remember I asked my friend, Charlie, this thing go ebefa. Yeah, like ebefa. Right, ebefa. My friend who always tells me. And so I don't know whether they were just inspiring me because I need to hear that inspiration or genuinely they were inspiring me. But ebefa no. We kept moving. Right, we kept moving. So I said everything I say, I was focused. That's one thing. And you see, some of us, we don't know what we want to do. So we try A. If A fails, we move to B. We don't have the patience to wait for B to succeed. Then we move to. But one of the things I did, I was very consistent. Consistent in everything I was doing. Everything I was doing. I have to learn how to do contracts myself because lawyers will charge so much from you, and you may not have the money to pay them, but you have to get moving. Right. So I was using the internet as a tool. Up to date, I don't know if I can do anything called TikTok. The reason being that I see my data as an investment, right? So I don't have the ample time to go and set a camera that I want to dance. Mini sadajeno. I don't have that time because every time of mine, I want to channel it to learn something new, right? So that at least I can move. So you have to be consistent. I was consistent, I was determined, and I inspire myself. There are days I'll sleep and I'll just, hey, Godson, this thing, is it going to work? And I'll say, it will work. Right. So, so in, I think 2015, I brought up a solution called SecUp. The idea was we realized that there are a lot of private schools, those of you who read a lot or, Ghana IT system, there was educational policy they brought on the ICT policy for education. That document has a lot of information. So I picked that document up and I developed a service, a product out of it. And the idea was let's supply schools with IT and computers so that they pay on a monthly, termly base. So we come to your school, what we need is just the only ICT lab. We stock the place for you. We charge you on a termly base, depending on the number of children you have in the school, then blah, blah. That's what we're doing. I had 4 schools to sign up on a project in Dodowa. Out of the 4, 2 paid for the 2-year contract. Other one at Onzium, up to date. They've not paid me money. So that was the first thing that made me to fail. So, but then I took a loan for Bayport. Those of you know Bayport. It was a friend, the teacher I told you guys about. He used his payslip to guarantee the loan so that we could pay our suppliers of the computers. So, by the way, the 2 schools were able to use the money that we received, the proceeds, to pay the loan. But our actual profit, the other 2 schools, they said they refuse. I don't know whether they forget to pay or they refuse to pay, whichever way it goes. But then I kept following up to date and they've not paid the money. I mean, I have to move on. But then it was around 10,000. That was 2015, 2016, thereabout. So It was around 10,000 or 15,000 thereabout. So cash flow issues. As I said, I will go and teach people's children in their homes, gather the money, then I'll come and invest back into their business. Because it got a point in time, things becoming demand, then you have to use a lot of money to do things. Even getting a website to run a business. There was a free domain called webs.com. I don't know if you know that. Webs. Yes, webs.com. I don't know whether they are still alive or they are dead. But that is what we're using to manage our website. And a friend told me, Godson, you call yourself an IT person. Have you looked at your website? I'm like, what do you mean? Your website is just like a baller. I got so disappointed. I'm like, why? He said, Godson, but it doesn't look attractive. How do you expect someone to come and give you a contract when they see such a nonsense on calling website? So by then, I got discouraged and I decided to go and look for money, start a website. That was the thing, 2016 thereabout. We had our first website running. Market penetration. Credibility is really important. On a serious note, ethics, credibility, it's important. I've done projects, or as it stands now, we've done a lot of projects for people that I have not seen in person. Never. I can say largely about 80% of my clients, I don't know them in person like the way I'm seeing your face. But because of credibility and trust. And some of you IT people here, let me say this, with no offense. Some of us, this is our attitude. We take the money, we chop, we will not do the job. Who has experienced that thing before? Who has ever paid somebody to a freelancer to develop a website? They chop the money and they never deliver. So you see, she just raised up her hand. Right. That is a typical Ghanaian freelancers. They'll take your money and they chop. So I meet people like, how should I trust you? I'm like, there's nothing to convince you to trust me. What I know is that trust me. Because this is what I do for a living. And it's true. I do this 7 days a week. Right? This is my primary work. So why should I take your money and run away with the money? Then a friend advised me, Godson, to build a trust, get a bank account. So now if you want to pay me, pay through bank. If you think you have trust issues, at least the bank can get hold of me. And that is how I build my trust with people. And I don't go promising what I can do. Simple. I don't go promising what I can do. If I can do A, I'll tell you I can do A. If I can't do A, I'll tell you I can't do A. If your expectation, there are a couple of times people came to me with projects that it look a bit illegal. The money was good. Look, somebody told me he wanted me to hack into someone's Facebook account. Sorry, YouTube. They were having divorce issues, and I think another party was trying to disgrace them, gentleman. And I told them, he asked me, Godson, how much are you going to charge me? I mentioned 80,000. Okay, give me your bank, I'll send the money. Then my colleague was like, Godson, I'm afraid. And this is a political figure, a politician. It was through EGIGFA Fellow I got to know that man. I back off because there was a danger there. If you couldn't deliver, he will mess you up. So I don't want trouble. I try as much as possible to be sincere with my customers, and I use a lot of referrals. Because if you come to me, I'll tell you, this is what I can do for you. So, and in the last 2 years, we've been consulting for an oil company in Ghana here on IT. They've outsourced the IT department to my company. We're managing them. And I had that through referral. Then this is a person, we advertise our services on Facebook. His boss reached out to me. We did a project for them. So the guy was a project manager between my company and his company. We became friends. We've now met 2 years now. We have not seen him in person. But this guy keep bringing referrals to me. I've done things from all over part of the country here. I've done it, work on a project. But strategies for gaining. I think when I started, right, and if you're in a business, learn this principle. Don't overprice your service. don't underprice your service, because there are a lot of competitors who are doing the same thing you are doing. So technically, if you ask me to develop a website for you, and I said I'm going to take 2,000 from you, have I cheated you or not? And people may disagree that in business there should be morals or maybe integrity or whatever. But for me, I value this thing killing my business, my line of work. All my guys, they know me. When you are doing price now, tell them realistically, I think this is expensive. They're like, Godson. So we now have to tax that lady there to get us a price to compare and see what we are doing. And sometimes they will come back to me, Godson, this thing, the pricing you are giving doesn't make sense. It looks like it's too low. I'm like, we have to. Because you see, when you get a client, you are good to go. I think last 2-3 weeks, the customer that I said we were consulting for, we were renewing our contract with them and we were having a debate. And guess how much was creating the confusion? 1,900 Ghana cedis. So the whole SLA was on standstill because of 1,900 Ghana cedis. I met my guys, they're like, no, 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 they should add it up. I'm like, Charlie, me, I'm frustrated. I don't know what to do again. So what do we do? I spoke to our board of directors and they were like, let it go. How can 1,900 cities hold a whole contract? Because somebody's not ready to. The idea was, let's get it done, get them in our possession. Right. When we have them, you determine how to manage them going forward. Because technically, they don't have the money to go and employ somebody daily to run the IT stuff for them. Because we've been working for them, this is the second year, and they don't need an IT officer, they need an IT manager. I was discussing with Mr. Ray last time, he was laughing at me. Averagely, you can't pay the person less than 8,000 or 10,000 Ghana cedis, right? Technically. So get them into your post. And it looks like we are going to work with them for the next 5 years or something, right? So now after 3 years, if I tell you I'm raising my price to 100,000 or maybe 200,000, I don't think you opt out because now, one, Obi Wahana, I have a lot of data about you. Do you understand? A very simple strategy. I have a lot of data about you because you changing a vendor may pose risk to your business. That transition period may cause more harm than good. So you have no option than to negotiate with me. Right. So that is a smart thing I was doing. And also, software as a service. Some of you knows about it, others don't know. So we developed a product called Adisua SMS. It has everything you need to know about school management. You can submit your lesson notes, have everything. That one too, for school subscribed, on what they refuse to pay. For them, I'll not forgive them the money. I'll go to court and retrieve my money from them. Right. So when you are working in the software industry, try to develop a solution that is more of a SaaS. Right. And let me give you this strategy, free consultation. Convince clients to use customized solutions than third-party applications. Those of you who are not tech-related people, you may be confused here. Customized solutions, you own it. So if a client comes to me that I want, Godson, recommend an ERP for me, I'm like, why do you want to use ERP? Tell me that, tell whoever is working on it the models you want, let them build it for you. You own it. But if your data sits with maybe company A who is providing accounting software, what if you have financial crisis and you're unable to renew your subscription? What happens? They have your data. So you'll be forced to pay. But if you have a customized solution to yourself, when your domain or whatever goes down, when you have money, renew it, everything is back, right or wrong. You are good to go. Right. So that's another strategy we're using to convince clients to get us on board. So as I said, I've spoken about some of the things that we've done. Currently, we have some few clients that are using, we have a mini API we use for project management, accounting, HR, even to monitor your staff when they are not even working with you at one location. So If you don't have an office, there's a solution that we have that can enable to track their productivity every blessed day, right? So that's some of the things we are doing so far. But then again, recently, we've been trying to get a new service or a product in the fintech space because, as I said, the so-called freelancers, website guys are messing up the market. And logically, you meet clients who come to you and tell you that, okay, I met this gentleman, he said he's going to charge me 100 cedis. So why do you want to take 500 cedis? Who has ever experienced that thing before? You're like, and I'm like, what should I tell you? Me, there's nothing to tell you. It's a choice. And the funny thing is, they'll go to that 200 people when they have problem, they'll be running to you. That is where I'll charge you a lot of money. And there's one thing you need to know. Please don't settle for anything. Maybe then, because I was hungry, I was settling for any peanut that was coming, right? So now I have decided that, okay, even if it's negotiations, I'm very weak with negotiations. I know. I'm too emotional about I feel like the person needs the 10. So why are you trying to be stubborn? Blah, blah, blah. So now, the lady and another guy will tell you, listen, you pack off. We'll go and meet them face to face. And once on the meeting, they'll be sending messages. We are not going to get this project done. Whether I like it or not, we will not do the project because the money they are offering. And I'm like, okay, what can I say? You understand? Because people will take advantage of you and they will not respect you for what you can offer them. And you see, our job is such a way that till you deliver, they don't see the, I don't know how to say it exactly. So you have to deliver before you can really market yourself. So sometimes you send a referral website to people, and people even think sometimes you've copied some people's website link and share with them, blah blah, just to get a contract or whatever. So the software industry is becoming another thing, and in the name of AI now, things are becoming more um, smart, and people are using AI to develop websites and all sort of things. But then again, let me caution here with the AI stuff. For me, I believe in the AI too, but I think there's a limit. Recently, I was reviewing an application for a project somewhere, and the letter of motivation they wrote there. Around 150 applications that I was reviewing, about 80 was ChatGPT generated letter of motivation. Then I called the one in charge. I was like, Tio, this is what I've realized. How do you handle it? Godson, just allow them. And I feel bad. I felt extremely bad about it. And these are guys who are not SHS leavers. Some are doing their masters out of the university. And let me say this again. AI is a good tool. I use AI to work. But there is something unique you need to know. The AI is just to give you an idea of what you are going to do. Try to fine tune to make it more original. Right? You might have lost an opportunity because somebody wants, those of you write content creation, somebody wants originality of something, might have using AI to do a letter of motivation and blah, blah, blah. And you wouldn't get a job. You wouldn't know. But people don't learn to fine tune it, to make it, to own it, right? Because the AI is supposed to give you just a fair idea of what you are writing about, then you could build up on it. So we are trying to venture into fintech. We are now chasing some investors, and we are trying to enter because now the fintech space is becoming thing of the day. Everybody is trying to go into fintech, but we've been able to identify a specific challenge that a lot of fintechs are not focusing on in Ghana here. So we are trying to, and interestingly, we are not even trying to do it in Ghana at all. We want to go to Liberia and Sierra Leone to start the project. We are still talking to the investors and see how we can do. Now the diversification, Mr. Ray, let me make an honest confession here. I never took data protection serious till I came to, we had our session. Yes. It was something that I never took it extremely serious. I never paid attention to it as a business. I was just thinking, oh, na data also the day. But over the years and cybersecurity, these two things, because cybersecurity plays a very active role in whatever I do as a software person. You have to think of penetration, hackers, vulnerability, all these things that you have to. If you're not careful, you end up having problems, right? So now in our programming, when the lady over there will help us or help us to understand some of the things we do. Sometimes I'll tell her, do penetration test. Let's see the results. She bring the results. We see, those of you who does that, the high, the low, the medium, and all these things. They will go back and resolve them. So now, for my company, we don't do WordPress websites. No, we don't. Because WordPress, the vulnerability is becoming extremely high. And I don't have that ample time to be monitoring, to be updating plugins every day. So for us, I can't remember for the past 3 years or so, we've not developed any website in WordPress. Everything is, we code it from the scratch. Because over there, you can put in your securities, everything to safeguard your project. So now we've incorporated cybersecurity and data protection, and we are even writing policies for companies to pay us for that. Yes. All right. So let me talk about this. Building a team. A frustrated young man who doesn't have money to pay people to work with. How do I build a team? I had a contract from Pando. Those of you know Ghana very well, Volta region, Pando. And by then I employed 2 guys to work with me. I paid them, and I don't know whether it was I wasn't experienced or what, but I was so naive that I paid them 3 months money, and they all left me in the middle of the journey. Right. So I have to struggle. I got one arrested at Legon here. Right. Andy, I got him arrested, and we had to settle the issue, blah, blah. But then I've already lost the gig. I have to look for money to pay the client back, which I did do. Now, building a team, for me, at our area, we don't call anybody by name, Mr. No. I love to be called Godson. That is my name. And we only have CEO on paper, but we don't have CEO in practicality. Because I work with them as a team. And we've had enough people who come with CVs. You see CVs and you'll be like, hey, this guy has written well. Oh. Sometimes I'll get enticed by the CVs. So, but when you put them on the spot, Yehovah, trouble. Somebody can tell you, I can code in Python, I can code in Java, I can code in this, I can do that. You'll be excited that this person is good. But when you give the person a laptop to deliver, problem. So I have a guy I work with now. He's my chief technology officer. This is a guy who was then doing his national service at Gibbs. He was doing photocopy. Those of you who did national service, you know the experience. I mean, either you're a errand boy or you're a photocopier or whatever. So I advertised that I wanted a developer, and he came. And this is a guy who just left Accra Polytechnic without coding background. He did computer science, 2nd class upper, beautiful. When the guy came to me, we're working on a new project. I was like, Samuel, I'm going to give the project to you so that you execute it. He was like, I can only code in C++ and PHP, nothing more. But how do you expect me to execute the project? Yeah, ask him this simple question. Please, can you know this question well? Is killing possible? Killing, is it possible? No, is killing possible? It's possible. Perfect. So everything is possible. Why do I use killing, for example? That's the most biggest crime you can ever commit, right? But people still kill, 2 of us. So if the most serious crime people can commit it, then everything is possible. And for the past 5 years, that's how we've been. And now the guy is a genius and everything. Most of the softwares we are building, he's the brain behind them. Right. In my talent acquisition, what I do is that when you come, I give you a simple code. to go and write. Then it will go back to Sami to review. Sami will tell me, this guy, and truly true. And I don't know, but there are times when I see people, I can know this person will give me problems. I don't know if you ask me how, but I don't know. But my feeling tells me that this person, right? Sometimes you come to them, they'll come to you. I can do this, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. You'll be convinced. A guy from, am I permitted to mention a school? Academic City. He wrote to us that he wants to have an internship with us. No problem. We went through the formality with him. He was supposed to start, I think, in April. Just to send me a WhatsApp message that, are we going to pay him for internship? And I was like, no, we don't pay for student internship. I was like, why? I said, you are coming to get my skills to go. You expect me to pay you in addition. That's one thing I need to tell you. Look, in the life of journey, learn how to volunteer, learn how to sacrifice to get whatever you want. I'm able to do a lot of stuff, not because I learned it from the classroom, no. Because I learned to volunteer, I learned to give up for free, right? It's painful to do things for free, especially with your skills. But trust me, it will pay off one day because these skill sets will build you up and make you better off. There are things I have done not because I don't have anything to do with my time, but I just want to get experience and move with it. Because remember, whatever you do, when you move with it, nobody will take it from you. It's a skill that you've acquired forever. So those of you who are still in school, please learn how to. I mean, you are in school 3 months, you have some free time. Why can't you just go to a nearby, whatever you're studying? I want to do this for free. I want to do that for free. Yes, we understand you need the money. But as a responsible person leading, you will think that this person needs something. And now, if you ask me to recommend people, I would definitely look for people within my cycle that I know who can do something and recommend. I will never recommend somebody that I don't know. Simple as ABCD. So please, getting them on board was quite challenging. But currently, we have, I think, 4 developers we work with. And one is in Canada. The other one will be moving out soon. The other 2 also here in Ghana. Well, culture. I am not that straight type. I try to manage. I make the environment more friendly. Let's come together, work as a team, because there's an objective. When I'm not comfortable, I will tell you. There are days I have meeting with them. Then I tell them, look, this nonsense is stop. Let's abandon the project and move. We'll return the client's money. Men pay trouble. Then they'll come back to me and say, oh, Godson, I think we are good to go. So I live more of a liberal way with them, right? I try to understand them, have empathy for them. I want to understand your. Unfortunately for me, this week, all the 4 of them are sick. Yes, I don't know what happened. I don't know what they ate, but they are all sick. You see, I have that compassion for them. We feel each other. I treat them as my younger siblings. I don't go with them like a boss. Hey, you're supposed to write a report. I have not received a report. What sort of nonsense is that? No, I don't do that. I try to understand them because we are humans. But then none of them has taken advantage of that. They all try to be responsible people because me, if you're not responsible, there was a lady who came to us within 2 weeks. I fired her and she thought I can't do it because I was always laughing with her, playing with her. The next thing was I asked her, check your email, and that was the end of it. Leadership lessons. Whew. In the tech space, you have to be, as a leader, if you want to lead a tech firm, one, you have to learn how to multitask. Right? Because, and you always have to be on the run every day. Because the other days I wake up in the morning, I know that I'm done with this project. There will be a problem on that project. It's something I've not planned for. It will come up. You have to also learn how to be patient with people, even with clients, right? Because clients can be so irrational sometimes. But you have to learn how to manage them. And for me, I think innovation is key here. As a leader in a tech firm, your role is not just to see the money. Your role is to innovate ideas because when you are down, the people follow you also down. So you have to innovate every day. And all the time you have to learn. Because learning is always, if you don't learn, you wouldn't get to develop good services, right? Gifty will tell me, Godson, how do you generate your concept? I'm like, when I am wretched, that's when I think. So I can call them, I have this crazy idea. What do you think? And they're like, oh, Godson. So my developer will tell me, don't call me on weekends, because when you call me on weekends, I know I come to tell me about some crazy idea. And that I always tell them that is my job. My job is to think and you guys get it done. That is it. The community ecosystem engagement, like what I'm doing here with, I've been on with Mr. Ray, GhanaSIG, Internet Society of Ghana as well. I'm a very active member there. And in terms of mentorship, I've done a couple of mentorship for young guys, some in tech, others too in other aspects of the system that we find ourselves on. So the challenges, right? Running business in Ghana is extremely frustrating, especially in tech. They don't pay attention to us. I don't know whether there are a couple of times I've seen, Mr. Ray, there are times I've seen IT associations. None is vibrant in Ghana as it stands now. Don't look at it. What is that? Yes. Yeah, one. But before Mr. David once started, right, there were couples that failed. And they've done very well to keep, because you go to GRA, you know GRA, they'll be chasing you left side by side. I mean, last time I was with them, I told them if they frustrate me, company, but that's one of the header. And the government is also interfering with our businesses. What do I mean? In the name of digitization, you develop a product, nice product, you're about to launch, before you could say that the government has launched the same product. You know that? You get where I'm coming from. You develop, you think that you've innovated something good. But that is, I was at the forum and I said that this, and I'll say it here again. The government does not have business to be implementing some of these solutions. They should rather empower businesses to do that. But it will never happen here because they want to gain political points. So they will always try to, and you are killing the startup businesses. Imagine a young person we develop a solution on e-pharmacy. I have it, very brilliant solution. When we saw it, we were discouraged, we decided not to deploy it because you can't fight them. They have the money to do everything that you probably can think about. And you do have the money to do the marketing, you have the money to do the market penetration also. You just have to keep it. So now technology infrastructure, we have service issues. Ghana here, most of the services are coming from abroad. We don't have NITA. I know NITA does something of that sort. I don't know how effective because I've never used their service before. So I can't attest to that, but at least they are doing pretty well. Economic factors. I mean, now business are struggling because there is no money in the system. And the dollar CD rates now, I don't know who can arrest that, and maybe you can help us. Yeah. Yeah. Is that? Yes. So, but then, in doing your business, please be very careful. Do you have security personnel here? Are they here? Because I want to say something. And please, this discussion, what I'm about to say should remain. Okay. Okay, that's fine. But I mean, with no offense, I just want to share this experience so that in your way working, be careful. How many of you heard the coup plot in Ghana? How many of you heard that coup plot? Yes, 2019. How many of you heard that issue? Oh, that's there. No. Yes, you know about it, right? Beautiful. I was one of the people they were looking out for. And the hell I went through with the national security, it was just another thing to talk about later on. Why am I saying this? Genuinely, I never knew they were going to do any coup. And I'm not saying that I have no hand in it. That NGO, they started the NGO that they were talking about. We developed their website for them. So me, a young man looking for website development, they just called me, I don't know anything. I don't know the second suspect. He's not a friend. He's just like an acquaintance. I don't know whether somebody I just met somewhere. And he recommended me to the person. And that's how it started. I mean, I did my job. I took my money. Off I went my way. But I was there when the issues was coming up. And before I could say, national security was around me. My brothers and sisters, the hell I went through for 1 month. Though I wasn't tortured. Nobody did anything to me. But the psychological trauma I went through. And so that day, lawyer, I never knew there was something called BNIO. No, seriously. I never knew anything because my way of life, I don't like trouble. But I ended up being with them for like a hell. Why? Because I went and did business, or I worked for somebody that I didn't do probably due diligence to know much about their mode of operations. Right. But in all, the truth always stands out. I mean, there is nothing to implicate me. So what I just want to tell you guys is that in your journey of you working, people may be enticing with money. And that man was paying good money to us. I mean, you tell him, this thing, it will cost you, no problem, take it and go. There are days I'm like, this one, they mean it. Especially on his website. You get it? In your course of your journey, be careful who you associate yourself with, even in business. Not all glazes are good. Otherwise, you end up crashing. And maybe you may not be able to even get yourself out of the problem. Right? So in this, I bring my discussion to an end. Thanks so much for your time and your listening. Awesome.
Thank you so much for your inspirational story. Okay, my question is, don't worry. What advice do you have for aspiring tech entrepreneurs? What advice do you have for aspiring tech entrepreneurs?
Okay, I would like to ask, what is the future of technology entrepreneurship with the growth of artificial intelligence nowadays?
That's one.
I want to ask, looking at your background, where you came from and where you have gotten to, in terms of you employing people, do you also do what your working experience, normal of working experience that you have? Do you also do that, or you also look beyond working experience and see that this person has this passion, and maybe based on some certain things, you can actually employ the person?
Okay, so let me start with you. The first question was advice, right? Fortify yourself. Because if you don't fortify yourself, you get frustrated and you quit. But remember, quitters never win, winners never quit. Right? And as I said earlier on, always stay focused. And those following, they may pretend to understand your vision, but it's a scam. Make sure you are diligent with your objective. Always remember why you started. The why should always be in your mind so that at least you can get there. Right? Then your question is the AI stuff. Whether I like it or not, you can go and use AI to generate your code, but it still come back to me to run the code for you, through of us. AI can mount the program on the server for you, right? But we just have to abreast ourselves, right? So that at least you learn the new technologies that are coming up. Otherwise, you stay out of business, right? Because AI is here to stay, whether I like it or not, in every aspect of our life, right? So, but then what I can say is that you just have to abreast yourself to the innovation. Make sure you are not kicked out. You stay relevant at least, so that you'll be able to. And there are a lot of items you can get online now. If you are studying computer science at the university, don't just be used to your normal, because I know people study computer science, they can't even write one code. Do you understand? 4 years at the university, what are you doing? Gentlemen, your question has to do with the work experience. I believe in skills. Qualifications are secondary matter to me when I'm doing recruitment. Qualifications are absolutely not my thing. So that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying here is that if you come, those of you who does a bit of HR, you could see people who are willing to learn. right? I always want to give you that privilege to learn. But if I realize you are deliberately refused to learn, I had no business to keep you. You understand? Because, like as I said, all the guys I've had working with me, most of them came without any work experience as you could probably think about, bigger like 5 years or 6 years. Some actually came and they were able to learn within the process. Right. So we are willing to engage anybody, provided that you are willing to learn and build up. That is it. Thank you.
Wait, let me just check if. Okay, so we don't have any hand up. All right, so I'm going to put somebody on the spot. Gifty, come in 30 seconds. Come, our speaker is already online. This one is a small place. Oh, it's a very small place. I worked with Gifty on a project, and we had such a beautiful time. I don't know how it would have been if maybe I was rude to you, you were rude to me, then we met today. So in 30 seconds, you have been working with Godson. 30 seconds. Tell us how it has been working with.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm actually privileged to be here today, and I wasn't expecting to see Madam Karen at all. So when I entered and I saw, I was like, wow, Madam Karen. Okay, so working, I mean, for me in person, I am a very open-minded person. I know what I'm about. And when I'm tasked to do something, I make sure I deliver. Working with Madam Karen. Yes, let me start with you. Madam Karen was tough. Like,
I hope I'm not tough.
we were 3 IT personnels and 3 supervisors, and we had to like choose who to work with. I didn't go to Madam Karen. But like I really liked, I love her work ethics and everything. And Mr. Godson, Godson, he doesn't like to be called Mr. So Godson, working with Godson has been a learning process for me. I've discovered I have a lot of work to do on myself working with Godson. And we've had our difference. Like,
You are fine.
he has been giving it to me, but like I'm always trying my best to improve myself with him. And he's doing so well with me. He's so gentle. Like, he really understands. He's not so strict, but like when it comes to work, like, just make sure you deliver. Yes. But it has been a wonderful experience with him. And yeah, I'm enjoying the whole journey. So that's all I can say. Thank you. What? How long? Okay, so far, yeah, 4 months. April, so yeah.